Have you ever considered that the order of the professional and personal parts of a message in a text, in an email, in a phone call, however you're communicating with someone, makes a difference? In this video, why that's important and what to do. Hi, I'm Campbell Such. This is MindBite Thursday, your weekly dose of the human edge in technology. This week, the importance of presenting the personal and professional parts of your message, whether it's in a text or a video or an audio or a phone call or an email, why they're important, which way round to have them. I'll start with a story that will help illustrate the challenges that I've had recently with a couple of those, and then I'll talk about the order of them and how to go about it. In the last couple of weeks, I've had two instances that have stood out as really great examples of this. The first was a text message where, from a colleague of mine, he wanted to ask me to do something. The first thing he did was to ask me how I was, what I was up to, what was going on in the text, and then he made the ask. Made me think, was he just buttering me up? Or was he genuinely interested? I know he was interested, it's just the way it came across. And then the second one was a phone call from a previous person I've worked with, a colleague of mine, senior colleague of mine, and he rang out of the blue unexpectedly to ask me how things were getting on. And I was really chuffed when he asked, and we had a fairly lengthy conversation about what was going on and what I was up to, and I asked him what he was up to, and it was a really good conversation. And then at the end of it, he said, "Oh, look, while I've got you, would you be able to send me this piece of information that I seem to have lost?" And suddenly the call went from being, "Hey, I think you were really interested and you called me for that reason," to, "Were you just buttering me up? Was the real reason you asked me, you called me, was that for the thing at the end?" And I suspect it was for the thing at the end. Both of those instances left me a little at the end, thinking that the real reason they called me wasn't to inquire how I was and what was going on. It was more to ask me what they wanted at the end. So here's what you can do instead, and I suspect you'll find it'll make a big difference, even if it's just subconsciously to the people that you're interacting with, and leave them with a much better feeling at the end of communication that you've had with them. After all, there's a saying that goes, people won't remember what you told them or what you said or what you explained, but they will remember how you made them feel. And if you flip things around, you can leave them with a feeling that's much better, even if they're not quite aware of it, and it will help to enhance your relationship with people going forward. So what's the solution? Flip it around the other way. There's two parts to the conversation. One is the inquiry about how they are and how they're getting on, and the interest that you have in them, and finding out what they're doing and connecting with them. And then the second piece is the ask, the thing that you really called for, that you sent them the text for, that you emailed them for, that you called them for, whatever it is that you're communicating with them for. So do the ask or the professional piece first, and then do the inquiry second. The reason for doing the ask first is it makes you look professional, it gets it out on the table, it makes it clear, it's transparent, it's what you called them for, it's what you contacted them for. And then you've made your ask, the professional piece is done first, it's clear, it's transparent, you've explained what it is that you want, and you've made the ask, and they can deal with that with a yes, a no, or a maybe. Then you can ask and inquire how they are, what they're doing, and show genuine concern and start to build the connection. And that just makes the whole thing hang together better. It doesn't come across as I'm inquiring on just because I want to butter you up. It comes across as less salesy. It takes reactance, which is that feeling out of the equation, and makes you appear much more professional, and at the same time much more concerned and connected to them, and much more human. So something to consider for your communications going forward, whether it's text, email, a phone call. To recap, there's two parts to an ask, to a communication when we want to ask someone for something. The first is the ask itself, and the second is the inquiry to build the connection and connect with the person. What often happens is we make the inquiry first and then the ask. I'd encourage you to consider making them the other way around. Make the ask first, it appears professional, open, transparent, and gets that part of it done and dusted right at the start, and then make the inquiry, and it'll appear much more genuine, and it will engender a much better connection and far less of the even if it's a subconscious one. So if you'd like more videos like this or more information like this, subscribe to the Integration Catalyst YouTube channel. There's a link below the video. If If you'd like to connect with me to find out whether we might be able to work together to help you achieve the things that you want to achieve in your career and accelerate that growth going forward, reach out to me through the link below. You can send me an email or book a coaching and strategy session with me, 15 to 30 minutes, where we can talk through how I might be able to help you, some challenges that you've got, and then you can make a call about whether you think there's a fit and what next step you might want to take. Completely up to you, your decision, of course, all low key, informal, no pressure. That's Campbell Such, Mind Bite Thursday for this week. Over and out. See you next week. Bye.